Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Alphanim. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We're going to start off with a little bit of XRP news right here. This is on the cryptobasic.com and it goes as such. We'll get back to the champion of the day pictures tomorrow, so just bear with me. The title is as such. Users can now convert XRP to Mexican pesos for cross-border settlements. This is huge. This is a great thing that is happening. You know, we're deep in Mexico already. You know, we're doing digital wallets over there, which also would mean that we're doing payroll over there. I believe Ripple is working with the Mexican government, but don't quote me on that. I believe that's what it was. But let's just read this little tidbit here. It says the partners leverage XRP to allow Mexicans to receive funds in local fiat. Leading cryptocurrency exchange Bitso has partnered with Everest, a crypto custodian offering offering XRP. They keep writing Ripple XRP. Offering XRP and stablecoins. The partnership will enable Everest users based in Mexico to receive funds from their loved ones who reside in the United States, Singapore, and Europe. Now, this is huge for Mexico. Listen, I told you, I personally know people who are going back to Mexico. They're doing extremely well. They were in the United States for some time and they're going back. They bought houses. They're going to be starting businesses. They have children who will be starting businesses there. I'm pretty sure they're going to be buying up some real estate. So you have all of this value. So individuals like that will be jumping on top of the new systems that can make them an exponential amount of money, save them an exponential amount of money. They'll be able to move capital back and forth. So this is going to be something that's huge. It's another reason why I said, I believe places like Mexico, Latin America are going to explode. Now, most of the time, what people hear is just that you have a lot of individuals coming to so-called developed countries, but what they're not telling people is that there is going to be an exodus, a surge of individuals leaving developed countries, right? They've been here for some time. They're leaving and going back to their home countries, and they are going to be starting businesses, bringing a lot of capital there. So this is one of the reasons I believe, along with the fact that their economies in Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia, those economies are going to explode on their own, even without that. But this is sort of sprinkles on top of the cake. So there's going to be a lot of money coming out of there. And we definitely want a piece of that as, you know, the new financial system. This is one of the advantages that the bank coin holders and bank coin blockchains have over the legacy system. They just can't get in there. And you know, a lot of countries and individuals don't trust the legacy system for good reason. Good reason, I might add. So this is huge. This is very, very good. I'm very happy to hear this. You know, it says details of the partnership. It says Bob Reed, the CEO of Everest, shed more light on the initiative, saying users can add funds to the payment app directly from their bank accounts. The funds will first be converted to credit token CRDT. Afterwards, users can also convert the CRDT to cryptocurrencies like XRP, Bitcoin, and stablecoins, which can be sent directly from the US, Singapore, and Europe into Mexico. Look at the connections. We're deep when it comes to Singapore. Look, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, remember, they are one of the main central banks that has been testing CBDCs, that tested, what was it, XLM, XRP, Hedera. There were a lot of actual cryptocurrencies. There was a list about 20 cryptocurrencies that they were testing. Look at the connections and how everything is coming together. It's a beautiful thing to witness. So now, let's go on to this next article here. This is also from the cryptobasic.com. Make sure you head over there. They're doing a great job, all right? And it's titled 243 million XRP transferred among Ripple exchanges and unknown wallets as shuffling cross 1 billion XRP this week. 1 billion, 243 million XRP. That is a lot of money. Now, I didn't get a chance to cover this. I meant to cover it in a prior video, but I sometimes I leave out a lot of articles. But Ripple.com had an article on it recently. You can go to Ripple.com. I'm pretty sure it's one of the last, within the last 3 articles that they posted. And they were saying how they've been purchasing XRP almost exclusively for on-demand liquidity. And didn't I say this the whole time? I said that these big purchases are most likely them greasing the corridors for on-demand liquidity. And that's exactly what they were saying. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to cover it in this video, but You can go to XRP, or sorry about that, Ripple's Twitter or Ripple.com, and they just posted their quarterly. Check that out. They posted their quarterly. You can read it yourself. And they say it in the quarterly. You scroll down to the bottom, read the entire quarterly, it's all good. But scroll down to the bottom of the quarterly, and they tell you right there that they have been purchasing XRP in mass, mostly for on-demand liquidity. Now, what does that tell you? Now, in the future, we have hundreds upon hundreds of financial institutions purchasing XRP in mass. That means that there may not be a whole lot of XRP left. I know I've said this before, but think about that for a moment. They're going to have, if they're purchasing this much XRP now, then later when you have over 500 financial institutions that need XRP for on-demand liquidity, and they must hold it also, keep that in mind. They're pooling their money into the XRP. They will be holding it. They're going to need a massive amount of XRP. This is why I always said there's not enough bank coins to go around. And I firmly believe that the bank coins will be in rare. They will be rare to be able to acquire as a whole. People will have to buy fractionalized pieces. And that, what does it do to that price at those particular times if that were to occur? So, and also keep in mind, never forget, there is a 10 XRP requirement to have an account. So if that price were to go pretty high, much higher than where it is now, I definitely believe that. And I definitely believe that it will, with some struggle, it will get past $20 and $30. If it makes it past the $20 and $30 range, people will start to believe more. And I'm not talking about hardcore XRP army individuals. I'm talking about people on the outside. They will see that $20 to $30 and their hearts will begin to beat rapidly. Their minds will begin to go ching ching as the money machine starts to manifest in their minds. And they will enter, not just retail investors, businesses that never thought about holding XRP before. And so what will it do to that price if that were to occur, right? So now let's move on here. We have another article. This one is about Algorand. Actually, it's a tweet from Algorand. And I always said that I believe that because of traceability, and we saw what Algorand was able to do in South America via Coinbase when it was used as a traceability protocol to track all of the different medical supplies and data, information about the sicknesses that were going on at one time. I always thought to myself that we could dominate when it comes to traceability in healthcare, because I haven't seen any other protocol used for traceability go deep with healthcare just yet. Now, I know VeChain is the standard when it comes to traceability. I know that. But I don't recall hearing them go deep with traceability when it comes to hospitals and medical supplies and pharmaceuticals, things of that nature. I just don't recall hearing that, and it could be something that they're doing, but I might just not be privy to that. Maybe some of you are. But Algorand is now about to go deep when it comes to healthcare, and there is a lot of money in healthcare. Can you imagine all of the different transactions? That's a consistent volume when you're talking about healthcare. They have to constantly be purchasing syringes. They have to constantly purchase gauze pads and things of that nature, and hospital gowns. That's a lot of different stuff. So now if you have each hospital having the requirement of holding Algorand or Algos, or however you want to say it, on an Algorand based system, and you have all of this algo flowing around, right? And they have to hold some as well, right? To utilize the system. I believe that's how it would function. I think that would be necessary. What does it do to that price? And hospitals spend a lot of money. That's another thing. So you have all of this capital, all of this value flowing across Algorand. So you would have the tokenization of all of these things within the healthcare system flowing across Algorand for whatever hospitals. I'm not saying Algorand is going to dominate the entirety of the healthcare system, but we're already beginning. We're getting an early start, so this is good. So even if we take a few dozen hospitals, it still would be very significant in my humble opinion. And it wouldn't stop there. This is just the beginning. So you have all of that value flowing across Algorand, possibly being utilized by healthcare systems, also probably outright, as well as a traceability protocol. Then you have like payroll going across Algorand. You have some banks that will be utilizing Algorand. Now, with Algorand's circulating supply, which is respectable for a bank coin, it's not as high as others. You've seen the volatility of Algorand when retail is FOMOing it and how that price can move. We've had a couple of parabolic runs before. Just imagine when something like this is flowing across Algorand, all of that capital from all of these different sectors of the world are flowing across Algorand. What does it do to that price? Now, I did cover a little bit more about Algorand in one of my previous videos. Sometimes I just put XRP in the title, and I cover a whole a bevy of different cryptocurrencies within those videos. I hope people know that. I usually try to convey that just through the thumbnail. So hopefully people understand that if I put different cryptos in the thumbnail, then that's what I'm covering. But the title, I can't just put everything in the title. It just seems that YouTube doesn't like that in the search results to have all of these different cryptos in the title, at least for my channel. It seems to bog it down. It doesn't do as well in search engine optimization. But there was some good information in that video if you'd like to go and watch that about Algorand. Okay, so now let's go here because XDC has a lot going on. And this article I thought was very interesting. This is from the cryptopolitan.com. Now, I want to say this is a great article. This is one of the best articles I've read on XDC in a long time, but it also is one of the worst, not for the reasons that you think, all right? They did great with compiling information about why XDC is going to be a powerhouse. Now, keep in mind, XDC has access to trillions of dollars in trade finance, and they are going to dominate in that field. I know Ripple is there in trade finance as well. They've been there for a few years building infrastructures, but I believe XDC will dominate much. It's much more specific. It's specifically designed for trade finance. You see them working with governments. Whenever you get involved with governments, you got to understand there's big money coming in sooner or later. And it's going to take time to build. XDC is still a young project, I believe, right? They're less than a decade old. So they're still building, and they have a lot of brilliant minds behind XDC. The power of the team always lends to how far the cryptocurrency or the project can go. But let's just read this little tidbit here. And I'm going to tell you why I said it's one of the best articles ever, one of the worst. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, have you heard it said, not every utility is as resistant as XDC. You can't compare XDC to others. The XDC token is the underlying utility token of the XinFin hybrid blockchain. XinFin and EVM compatible proof of stake powered smart contract blockchain is one of the platforms leading the charge on high efficiency platforms. The XDC token acts as a settlement mechanism for dApps built on the XinFin hybrid blockchain. This article is written tremendously. If you want information on XDC, this is the article to read to get a lot of it all in one place. XDC is a network like Ethereum that offers SMEs, small to medium enterprises, a financial platform in which to run their business instead of using archaic. I love it when they take shots at the bank system. Bank system is terrible. You hear all the pros calling the bank system archaic and antiquated. All of the pros. And yet it's so strange to me. You still hear some people praising the bank system. They can't fail. How can something that is bleeding to death not fail at some point? This is why they're rushing to congeal with the bank coins, and they're going to hand us the money. They are going to hand us the money. They have no choice at this point. In my humble opinion, it's not financial advice. But it says, instead of using archaic banking practices that don't properly store information, they'll have an XDC, are you, or whoever wrote this article, are you a subscriber? But they're 100% correct. They're saying the same thing I've been saying. The banks don't store your information properly. They don't. They're getting hacked, and then people are stealing that information. And it's not necessarily that they're putting it on the regular internet. They're putting it on the dark web for sale. Information for sale is huge on the dark web. And this is why they're saying here, banks don't store information properly. That's a strong statement because it's factual. Most people will never believe it. They won't believe it. Just be careful when you're using these banks. Now, let's continue on. It says, or have slow bureaucratic processes. SMEs can now use XDC, which will log every financial action that is taken via their business on the blockchain. And this is what I was also saying in a few videos ago, where businesses will find it absolutely delicious that everything can be tracked and traced. Now they don't have to worry about investigations or lawsuits, because guess what? Now they can't say, well, is this person insider trading or this person stealing money? Every single transaction is traced. Every single action can be traced. These technologies, these distributed ledger technologies, can do as much as the users of them are wanting to do. It can go as far as you want to push them. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to put into using the technology. Sorry about that. Lost my thought just for a moment there. Now let me get to the part where And I respect the price predictions and such like that, but they have a list of price predictions down here that I think you will find very interesting. If you want to read this once again, it's on the front page of cryptopolitan.com. All right. Now it goes into price predictions per year for XDC. That's mind blowing that they would do this, considering we're not certain how much of the trade finance, which is huge. We're talking trillions of dollars. XDC is only 2 cents now. If it takes a modicum of that trillions of dollars, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be 2 cents. But there was a price prediction. I'll just give you one and then you can explore the rest. 2025, it says XDC is predicted to be, let me scroll up. In 2025, it says XDC is predicted to be a maximum of 19 cents. What? That is the craziest price prediction for XDC I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not saying that won't be factual in the future. However, I disagree vehemently. This is why I said this is the best article ever and this is the worst article ever. That is mind-blowing, unbelievable. So that's why I said that about this article. It's a fun article to read, but holy smokes, when you get to the price predictions, there's so many people that are afraid to really say what they really believe where a price is going to go, because they know it's going to be huge backlash if your price is a little bit higher. Let's say you use equations. You could even use equations and come up with a high price. People will still come against you. It's just like XRP. People have a hard time believing XRP is going to reach $100, and most people believe XRP is going to shatter $100 easily. But you will still receive backlash if you do what individuals out there consider an outlandish price prediction. So I believe that's why a lot of individuals who write articles choose to go extremely conservative. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.